welcome to all to the Monday Zoom, and we'll begin with our short Vandanam. Bandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuttaparakamalang Shri Gurun Vaishnavangscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitang Tang Sajivam Sarvetam Savadutam Parijana Sahitan Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitangscha Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuran Militam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahavaranyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvijay Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivas Adi Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So happily we're being joined. We find more and more devotees arriving through the door to join our Zoom today, our digital door, online door. And here, maybe more will join us. We have a temple program running and we have our Zoom running. I'm in the West London temple for this Zoom, and then we'll be in Italy for the next Zoom. And last week I was flying at the time of the Zoom, so kindly excuse my absence. But under the good guidance of our Vila Govinda Bhaktavrinda and various Bhaktavrinda, I'm sure that you were very nourished. And today we do have our Vila Govinda Bhaktavrinda present and representatives, because others are nearby somewhere. And Kumkum Devidasi already contacted me that she's got some treasures in her pocket to share. And always, we've got Chinmoy Dev Prabhu, Madhurananda Prabhu, Leelamoy Prabhu there in Vila Govinda Ashram, and maybe some hiding around the corner is quite possible. The humble Vaishnava section. They're all humble, sorry, you are all humble, but others of the humble Vaishnava section. All right. And yes, so today is the disappearance day of Srila Rupa Goswami and of Srila Gauri Das Pandit. And I expect or hope that all of you have heard something from Srila Guru Maharaj today, heard something from Srila Gurudev today, both by audio way, by listening, and by reading way, in which case we can have translations readily from the reading nowadays through the cleverness of ChatGPT and Google Translate, etc. But this is this is one of the very big days of the year, because it's Rupa Goswami's disappearance day. And just like the other day, it was Srila Guru Maharaj's disappearance day, big day of the year, and Srila Gurudev's disappearance day, big day of the year. These are the very key devotees, if you like, for our fortune today. They are our fortune givers and fortune makers, not just other devotees in the wonderful sky, the stars in the sky of the Gaudiya Vaishnava teachers and distributors, but they are the principal carriers of the current of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And so, as we had Srila Guru Maharaj's disappearance day recently, and Srila Guru Maharaj in our recent time, so we can relate quite closely to Srila Guru Maharaj by having had his association, but having been also in that association of Srila Gurudev, Srila Govinda Maharaj, who really was revealing Srila Guru Maharaj. Therefore, when Srila Guru Maharaj passed away, really it was somebody that we know directly is leaving from the world, at least that we know as much as we know, but in person we know. But Srila Rupa Goswami's disappearance, we know about him as we know about Guru Maharaj, in fact, through his teachings and through the succession of devotees since his time. In our case, we had Srila Gurudev to keep us clear with the nature of Srila Guru Maharaj. But we had Srila Gurudev and Srila Guru Maharaj to keep us clear with the nature of Srila Rupa Goswami and Srila Sanatana Goswami and Jiva Goswami, all of the Goswamis, and then the succession, if you like, coming to Narottam Das Thakur and along the Sampradaya. But we know Rupa Goswami really by the grace of our gurus. And we can say, oh, well, we could have just read his books and we will know about him. But yes, reading the books helps us to understand many things. But the living person who has in their heart the nature of our masters, they, the living person, they are able to connect us really with that living current and living understanding of the nature of our masters. So Rupa Goswami, he was exceptional and extraordinary, yes, as were so many others, but super exceptional and super extraordinary in that the Lord himself, Sri Krishna as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, himself appointed him as his spokesman, and appointed him means empowered him, gave him blessing, and openly did so, openly gave his blessing, that he will be able to properly present him, means Mahaprabhu. He will be able to properly present Mahaprabhu to the public. And in the Madhya Leela of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, chapter number 19, we have the teachings of Mahaprabhu to Rupa Goswami in Prayag. And when we read through those teachings, which today many of you have or will do soon, I hope, read those teachings of Mahaprabhu to Rupa Goswami. When we read those, really we get a wake-up call of reality, that not only what is our relation with the Lord, but how rare and fortunate it is that we have this connection, this human body, this recognition of the teachings of the Vedic principles, and then trying to put that into practice, and then showing the rarity amongst all those practitioners, like who will really come to search for the Lord rather than search for some mundane gain, something to come back to us as a reward for our piety or our devotion or our chanting mantras. And so rare upon rare upon rare, we come to understand from Mahaprabhu's teachings to Rupa Goswami how rare it is to get this connection with the actual descending grace from the Lord himself, and especially in the form of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is the Lord distributing devotion to himself of the highest type. So Rupa Goswami, Mahaprabhu gave instruction to him, and then he asked him to now elaborate on this treasure. It's like he's given him the treasure chest of devotion, the devotional treasure chest. And he sort of opened the lid and shown what's inside. But now he said, now Rupa Goswami, you take these treasures and you show them to the world. And so it is some verses, it's not a few verses, but it's not like thousands of verses. There are some verses which are there, that whole series in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. And I was reading them before from Madhya Leela, chapter 19, and from 135, text 135 onwards, then there is this description that Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj is giving. And he's telling all of this to Rupa Goswami and empowering him with the necessary potency. He's saying here, Krishnadas Kaviraj is explaining, empowering Rupa Goswami with the necessary potency to assimilate what Mahaprabhu is giving to him and to distribute that. So Rupa Goswami is generally known as the Abhideya Acharya, the Acharya of Abhideya, which is the process of devotional service. Sanatana Goswami especially is giving us about our relationship, who we are, who is Krishna, what is our relationship. This also is being given to Rupa Goswami, but Sanatana Goswami in particular is considered to be the Acharya of that was called Sambandha Gyan, and then Rupa Goswami, the Acharya of the Abhideya, knowing how to go forward. And in doing that, Rupa Goswami is given a very elaborate scientific description, if you like, of all the different stages, step by step, of advancement in devotional service, and given us Upadesh Amritam, beginning with controlling the tongue, the mind, anger, controlling, that's in this, the tongue in the sense of speech, and then controlling the tongue in the sense of taste, and the stomach, volume, and the genitals for unrestricted sex life. Beginning with the guidance from the very beginning, Rupa Goswami then guided us through the Upadesh Amritam, but also the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, which is an extensive book on the science of the spiritual life and what he has revealed there. It is really mind-blowing that there is such a science of the progress of the journey of the devotee. And just to get a little touch of that, and or if you like, to get the conclusion of that, which Guru Maharaj has given, which Gurudev has given in their talks, is surely like an inspiration to see we really do have a journey to go on. We do have a purpose in this life. And it's been shown to us not only in theory, but in practice. So everything that we've got from Rupa Goswami, he's teaching us the theory, the like philosophy maybe, but he's teaching us to practice what we should do in our lives. And so also Rupa Goswami, he's given us like everything in the sense that he's given books such as Ujjvala Nilamani, which we hear from our masters and from Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj, is giving us like the ultimate goal of the highest plane in the spiritual world, like super gems brought to this world. But that book is so far above us, we do not read it, and we've been told that we should not read this book. We've been told that by Guru Maharaj and Gurudev. We have to go through the first grade, second grade, third grade, secondary school, then first grade, second grade, third grade, then the college, then we have to go through so many steps to be able to be qualified to read the PhD literature, if you like. And those steps are given that we need to start with our feet on the ground, start with our faith, with our surrender, our service, and then we go step by step. All these steps have been delineated by Srila Rupa Goswami and pointed out to us. And the very necessity is that we engage in loving devotional service without wanting any reward, under the guidance of real devotees, under the guidance of those who are sincere and properly connected to the service of the Lord through those who are properly connected with the service of the Lord. And many of these descriptions which are there, it's not that when we hear the symptoms of bhav and all of these different things, that we then practice the symptoms and then we will get the symptoms. Rupa Goswami describing the symptoms of one who has crossed over the previous requirements and what they naturally will show, not that they are practicing to show, like forcing themselves to show some symptoms that, oh, I am now a devotee. Rather, that we have to go through the very process itself. So Rupa Goswami has given us a very beginning, starting with controlling our speech, mind, anger, etc. And he's given us the apex of the apex that we just keep on the top shelf and worship. If that book comes our way, we keep it on the top shelf and worship it. He's given us from the very beginning to the very top. And even in Upadeshamritam, as I think all of you here know, he's also giving the very beginning to the very top in just 11 verses. And he's teaching us. What's he teaching? How to behave in Upadeshamritam. So the actual journey, the practice of devotional life, very much Rupa Goswami not only has given by theory, he showed it by his example. He was of the princely order, maybe not officially a prince as the son of a king, but he was princely in the sense he was told to be fabulously wealthy, from very pious aristocratic family, with a most beautiful wife, all the things, and high name and fame in the society, all of these things. Oh, excuse me. Yes, Rupa Goswami, he was, sorry, I was running over to Raghunath Das Goswami, because actually my mind was going to there, because Rupa Goswami and Raghunath Das Goswami, and they really are the shelter which has been specifically pinpointed by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj as he ends every chapter of the Chaitanya Charitamrita, putting his head to their feet. So sorry, I was just going to Raghunath Das Goswami for a moment. But Rupa Goswami, similarly, he was from a very educated family. He was a minister in the government and top minister within the government. And he, with all that brilliance, he with the name and fame, with the wealth, with the income, with the power, all of those things in the material world that people hanker for, with all of this, Rupa Goswami, he left it all. He left it all and became, a mendicant. Means he just simply lived under a tree and he begged a little food to eat to keep body and soul together. And he gave his whole attention to carrying out the wish of Mahaprabhu, which was to reveal these treasures that Mahaprabhu had shown within the treasure chest. He revealed these treasures to the world, and he also, as Mahaprabhu indicated to him, revealed the lost places of the lost holy places of Vrindavan. And there he famously discovered, with much searching, finally he discovered Govindaji. Rupa Goswami discovered Govindaji in a mystical way, in a hole. He'd been buried in a hole on the top of a hill. And, we hear that there is war and there's peace. So in wartime, sometimes deities are hidden, and in peacetime, they are discovered again. And Rupa Goswami discovered the deity of Gopal, of Govindaji in Vrindavan and other holy places. Mahaprabhu asked to him, gave service to Rupa and his brother Sanatan for writing the scriptures and for discovering the lost places of Vrindavan. And it was only after the disappearance of Mahaprabhu and presently the disappearance of Rupa and Sanatana, only then was Vrindavan sort of back on the pilgrimage map as a substantial place. And this is due to that seva service, that part of the service of Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami in particular, those two. So many, for so many things, we are indebted absolutely to Rupa Goswami, but he is that grand holder of Mahaprabhu's conception, and it's a living matter, not a brain matter, but it's a heart matter, and it's the heart matter of the clean heart. And this is the current that we've come to. This is what Guru Maharaj gave, this is what Gurudev gave. And their persons of Guru Maharaj and Gurudev, in them we see Rupa Goswami's very nature. We see them knowing Rupa Goswami and sharing Rupa Goswami's heart, as well as the teachings, of course, giving us all of this. And as far as putting into practice, the practice to go back home, Rupa Goswami gave that. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur gave what Rupa Goswami had given in accordance with Mahaprabhu's current. When Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur gave that for this modern age. And so here we are directly under that shelter of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Srila Guru Maharaj to Srila Gurudev. They've given us everything. And Srila Prabhupada wanted his devotees to come under that banner of how to run a temple, how to behave, the etiquette, etc. And that he referred the devotees to Srila Guru Maharaj, to Srila Sridhar Maharaj. And so we are trying our best to maintain that and to share whatever we know with others. And this way we are to also claim ourselves, to claim ourselves as Rupa Nuga Sampradaya. We must try to follow all of these teachings nicely that Rupa Goswami gave. So anyway, today is a special day, and as we heard very recently with Srila Guru Maharaj's disappearance day, that the devotees live on in their instruction. And so they do live on in their instruction, and they are perfect masters. So now our duty is to receive those instructions and to cultivate the seeds that have come from this pedigree of Guru Maharaj and Rupa Goswami. They are very special seeds of devotional service, and if we can water them, nourish them, take out the weeds, and continue safely in our devotional life, then we are promised that wonderful things will happen. But we don't imitate the symptoms of the wonderful things. We wait until they will appear themselves, and we will follow the path of devotion as given by Rupa Goswami. And this following is the Rupa Nuga Sampradaya, not just knowing, but we must try to put these teachings into practice. So without any other desire, to engage in service under the shelter of the devotees, and to constantly chant the holy name and spread the good word around. Hare Krishna. Anyhow, I've chatted a bit too long, maybe, but we're here to give others some opportunity. Oh, Rasamai Pandit, I see, is here with several devotees, also in the London temple. She's right opposite me, in fact. And we're sitting in the Bhakti Yoga Institute, we're in the BYI, the institute, what's become really the classroom. And we are here happily. And with a few devotees. This is the quiet after the storm. I was thinking that today, that we've had actually hectic days, so much activity going on, day by day by day, since I came here a week ago today. Well, yes, I was on the flight at this time last week. And this culminated in, oh, well, I was going to say yesterday's program, but it was Saturday's program. But still, yesterday was busy. It was Sunday. And today, little like the quiet after the storm here. But we do have our devotee family here with us. And we do have our devotee family in so many places here around the world. And super to see all of you. And I could point out some names I'm very happy to see, but actually I'm happy to see every one of you in particular. And you know who you are, who don't come so often, who I'm seeing for the first time for a while. So I always have a little extra happiness to see the devotees who we don't see every time. And happily, what can I say? Very happily. So we're going to pass the microphone over to where there are other devotees gathered in one place. And that's Vila Govinda Ashram, and over to the family there. And I'm still on the thumbnail. I need to see there are hidden devotees. And so, oh, Krishna Kanta Devidas is in the background too, and all the devotees. Okay. Yes, okay. Dear devotees, looking forward to being home soon to each of you. Jai, 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 Dandavat, Dandavat. You might have to welcome hundreds because we're inviting everybody here in all parts of the world to come for their festival, which is starting, I'm not sure the date. They better tell us the dates, but they've got the festival coming up next weekend. So they promised they got place for everyone. So if you all get on the plane within the next 3 or 4 days, we'll have a wonderful festival in Vila Govinda. Hare Krishna. Kumkum Devirasi has volunteered already. What's some nervous reaction coming from Chinmoy Dev?
I was trying to use my mystic powers to pull the camera closer.
Now do it.
We can hear, well, we can hear you.
Ah, I did it. Okay.
You can click.
Okay. My Dandavat to you, Maharaj, and to all of the devotees. And on this very special day, it is quite remarkable to me to think that someone such as myself is still able to be in the association of those great devotees who want to tell us about Srila Rupa Goswami and our position and his inspiration and guidance for us to be following the line of Mahaprabhu. And in the very beginning, hearing from Srila Prabhupada, of course, this emphasis was always one of the main points and one of the main kirtans that he would sing and tell us about the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan in such an exalted way that it made us immediately feel that we are part of something perfectly beautiful and enormous. And later, as we heard more about his preparation to come to us in America, we learned about his years that he spent meditating and seeing the Samadhi Mandir of Srila Rupa Goswami as he did his translations. And so we began to understand more about the whole 360-degree view of why he would say so much and was qualified to say so much about Srila Goswami and inspire us in this way. And I did find one little snippet that was very sweet that he spoke in 1975 in a room conversation with a Gujarati gentleman. And he would speak, of course, very simply, but very clearly and boldly, just to help everyone. And there he says, Srila Rupa Goswami has said that if you can buy this Krishna consciousness anywhere, then you purchase it without any delay. Krishna Bhakti Rasa Bhavita Mati Kritayam Yadi Kutopi Labhyate. To buy this, do we need to pay a price? Yes, That is also said, Tatra lolyam api malyam ekalam. If you become a bit greedy for Krishna, that you want to attain Krishna in this very lifetime, just like we are greedy for money, we are greedy for a beautiful woman. In the same way, if we are greedy for Krishna, then our life will be successful. This is the procedure. That is what we are teaching. The Lord has also said in the Bhagavad Gita, Maya Shakta Manaparta Yogam Yujan Madashraya Asamyayam Samagram Mam Yata Gyayasi Tach Trinu. To be greedy about the Lord, attachment, just like we are attached to this material world, to wealth, to woman, to designations. This we want. This is attachment. In the same way, if we become attached to the Lord, then our life will be successful. This is what is Krishna consciousness movement as to how to have attachment for Krishna instead of the world. That is our preaching, nothing else. So his unique, bold, always perfect way of helping us to come to attached interest in the teachings of Srila Rupa Goswami.
Very beautiful and very powerful. And actually also you made another beautiful reminder that Srila Prabhupada took shelter in the Radha Damodar temple after leaving from his family in his later part of life, receiving sannyas by the direction of Guru Maharaj to get Guru Maharaj's sannyas mantra from Srila Keshava Maharaj. And then he took shelter in the Radha Damodar temple. And where his kitchen was, there's a famous picture too, where he's cooking, or maybe the picture is he's taking prasadam and looking through the window of his little kitchens. It's all just stone kitchen, it's no luxuries in there. And he's taking prasadam, looking through the little window to Rupa Goswami's Samadhi Mandir, which today is Rupa Goswami's disappearance day. And so looking through to his Samadhi Mandir and to his Bhajan Kutir, where in his later time, Rupa Goswami did his bhajan there, cared for by Jiva Goswami and his arrangement. Remember, Jiva Goswami was the youngest probably, yes, anyway, much younger than him. And Jiva Goswami did care for all of the Goswamis and the sadhus in Vrindavan, both in a physical way, rendering service, but of course he took care about protecting their teachings. That's another thing that Jiva Goswami did, and protecting the teachings and the writings of Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami and others too. And so, yes, today, a big reminder too, that Srila Guru Maharaj is Pushpa Samadhi, his place of worship, Srila Gurudev revealed in Vrindavan, is at our Chaitanya Saraswat Mata, which is as close as you can get to Rupa Goswami's Samadhi as you can without actually entering within the present day compound of the temple. And this means that our temple there has the deities of Shri Guru, Gauranga, Gandhavika, Rasa Vihariju, and also the Murti of Guru Maharaj. And Gurudev revealed that is Guru Maharaj's place in Vrindavan, where he's got his place in Vrindavan, rendering his eternal service to Rupa Goswami. So a beautiful reminder in the heart, the very center of Vrindavan, considered physically, I mean physically, as we can say physically, geographically, but also more important, spiritually, was considered the Radha Damodar temple, the meeting place of the Goswamis and great saints. So beautiful reminder, and how that property came to Srila Gurudev by the wish of the Brajavasis, the devotee section of Vrindavan, they very much wanted that will come under the care of Srila Gurudev into his service. They didn't want it to be used for commercial purpose, this and the other. And they know Gurudev was that particular person who can look after that land in service. And again, there are no coincidences. The Lord arranged these things through the dead telephone ringing. Hare Krishna. And by the way, as Chinmoy who drew the camera in a little bit, we could see you have Chitralekha there too, Chitralekha Devi Dasi, and Munindra Mohan Prabhu there, competing for the humblest spot in the room at the back. Just see. Hare Krishna. We already greeted Leela Moy and Shanti Boy, I'm sure. I don't think. So, Savitri Devi Dasi is there, and somebody else is also there. Madhurananda Prabhu.
Grande.
Okay. So, Chinmoy Devu, would you like to share something? I expect you have something readily in your heart to share, and you're quite close to the microphone. Oh, you have.
Nope. First, is there any questions or comments for Maharaj? Anybody want to say something? We also have Sachi Devi Devidasi is with us as well, although her camera is not on. Maybe
we have a grand gathering of devotees here. Everyone, I think Gurudev will say, look at all the pure devotees.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Hare Krishna.
Maybe I have a question.
Okay, Ananda Sarupini Devidasi is here. She has a question.
No.
Huh? What?
I'm Chamatkara.
You watch a Makara, yes.
Yes.
No, shall I just go for it?
Well, yeah, but you have to speak loudly. And this is a question, I think, for Chinmoy Dev Prabhu.
For you, Maharaj, for Chinmoy, I mean, should I come place? Down about the devotees. So I was thinking, some conversations. I was speaking with some devotees recently about, live preaching, friends. I guess this question comes up maybe often. Like, how is the best way to share with our friends, family, co-workers in a way that's inviting, not too preachy, and also where we can express ourselves and also not be too reserved, because we don't want to be too overboard and you don't want to be too reserved. I suppose there's always that fine balance, and there's probably no perfect answer, but this thinking comes up often, and conversations I've been having. So
yes, this is the question for Chinmoy Dev Prabhu.
Or Kumkum, maybe you have a little something you might want to add about that.
Prabhu, the only thing that comes to my mind just now is I want to hear what you have to say. But I can say that it's, in a way, it's just like all of our preaching. I was thinking of someone recently who was related to me, and there's a devotee here who reminds me of him, and my heart always goes out to this person, because I'm thinking, oh, if this was only my relative, then would somebody try to help him? So, I'm very attached like that. And I remembered that when someone asked Srila Prabhupada long ago, is it Maya that we really want to convert our very close friends and our family members? And he said, no, Maya is that we don't feel that way about everyone. All living entities. That's the only thing I can think of right now.
That was very nice.
Mm-hmm.
What I can say on this subject, you can say many different things, but just be a devotee. and you will naturally attract everyone. So, I mean, we could see in the past times, Mahaprabhu was the Supreme Lord, but he's also in the mood of a devotee. And so he is acting as a devotee and he is attracting everyone. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, not very attracted to Vaishnavism, to Krishna Bhaktas. But then Mahaprabhu comes and he's the most beautiful devotee. He's naturally attracted. Prakashananda Saraswati, naturally attracted by his humility, by his tolerance. Keshava Kashmiri, naturally attracted to the act of being a devotee, of being a Vaishnava. People will be naturally attracted to that. So there you go. Just be a devotee. Be a devotee of the Lord. Act as a devotee of the Lord, and people will want to know, why is this person so happy? Why is this person so much at peace? Can tolerate so much? Can be so humble? Can always give honor to others? How is this possible? What secret do they have? And then they will ask you, and you can give them the secret. And this is how you do it. This is how you become peaceful like me.
I'll
This is-
try.
This is why nobody's asking me about devotional life.
We are asking you about devotion life. This is
Yes,
why
but you're devotees. Your vision is transcendental. Gurudev once told me that I am a good boy, and now for the rest of my life, I'm trying to actually be a good boy. But, failing. Yeah.
any volunteers on this or on today or any subject for any other volunteers in Vila Govinda Ashram as we're there? Krishna Kantadi, you're ready to say something. I can see.
Yes, on this topic, yes, because I cannot forget, I was very young devotee that time, maybe just 6 months or something. And I was in Italy, and then some other devotee from some other group invited me to go see their guru. He was coming from India, and he was a Vaishnava. And then I asked Gurudev, they told me he's a pure devotee. Then I told Gurudev, there is this pure devotee coming in Italy, and they invited me to go and see him and meet. And then Gurudev very sweetly answered, I don't exactly remember the word, but like in the line of like, you're a surrendered soul, you're my faithful devotee. And he wrote like, just read the song, Sri Rupa Manjari Pada. Read that song, and I know you are my faithful devotee, and you will act accordingly or something. And then I read Sri Rupa Manjari Pada, and I understood what Gurudev meant. It's like, there is no, like my vow, my mantra japa, my everything is meant for the satisfaction of my Gurudev. And everything I can find in the lotus feet of Guru. This is the main topic. So Gurudev was pointing me like, here with Guru Maharaj, and there is no lack of anything. And that was my feeling also. I didn't feel like I need to go somewhere else or anything like that. But he very gentle instruct me. And so I didn't go. And these people were a little bit offended, thinking I was a fanatic or something, because they come in from a fanatic place, where, sometimes to be exclusive and to be fanatic is very close together, but it's not the same. And unfortunately, it's often in all religion, people tend to become fanatic. That means they're following blindly something without actually understanding the essence of what they're following. And I remember coming from Catholic environment when I went to India, like for my parents, like there is only Jesus, there is nothing else. Outside of Jesus is all like demon, and so I came from fanatic parents and like Talibans, and but but I also go with their comment once. Some people they say about me I'm a fanatic, but yes, I'm very happy. I take it as a compliment, So anyway, yes, it's a very subtle line, but so we have to be careful not to become fanatic, but to become exclusive is a difference. There is a difference between purity and fanaticism, and a very subtle line. We have to be very careful to walk. Like Krishna consciousness, our line is very like a razor edge, they say. So it's very easy to slip on one side or on the other one. It's very, very fine. And but that song, Sri Rupa Manjari Pada, as someone who says the hymn, the anthem of our sampradaya, and that we can see this exclusive mode, like that everything at the feet of our guru. And we know that Guru Bhakti can give everything to us. And so this is what I learned that day from Gurudev. He directed me to see the translation of this song. So it's a dear song. We know nobody's singing anymore. Only Gurudev was. I know Sudarshan is singing that song on special occasion. And nobody dared to do that, but is actually the anthem of our sampradaya, so the lotus feet of Rupa Goswami. And also another things I remember when talking about Rupa Goswami. Also once I was in London and I asked Srila Gurudev about why Mahaprabhu gave everything to Rupa Goswami and not like to Sanatan or not to Svarupa Damodar or Ramananda Rai, because these two, they were in the Gambhira with him. They were so exalted. Why he didn't give to them the Sampradaya? And then Gurudev's answer was like the king gives everything to the son, not to brother or like uncle like this. So the son, Rupa Goswami was the son, in the line of son, like a disciple. And so this is how the parampara goes on, by father to son. And so we were very fortunate to live in the time of this one channel, and Gurudev gave everything Guru Maharaj gave everything to Gurudev. And also we can see so many similarity when this happened, like Guru Maharaj had chosen him, and then he asked all his god brothers to also give their blessing to Srila Gurudev. So we kind of witness this Sampradaya line living with Gurudev, Guru Maharaj and Gurudev. So we're still living in that remembrance, and we feel very fortunate that we were present during this time. We could be in under, we still are, but to live with Gurudev was like the one channel that Guru Maharaj chosen to give everything. Was a very lucky time. So yeah, so many similarity between the way Mahaprabhu gave everything to Rupa and Guru Maharaj gave everything to Srila Gurudev. This is what comes to my mind when is Rupa Goswami Disappearance Day. That I don't know if it makes sense, but Jai. Jai Gurudev.
Fully makes sense, and everyone is listening in pin drop silence. And by the way, the only way now really that we sing Sri Rupa Manjari Pada is when Srila Gurudev or Srila Guru Maharaj is leading from the loudspeaker, and then we follow behind very respectfully this way. It's our workaround. Hare Krishna.
Right. All right. So my dandavats to all the devotees.
Dandavata. And what about Munindra Mohan Prabhu? Would you like to share a couple?
Maharaj, Dandavat. I'm a little bit in the listening modality.
Okay.
Yes, it's a very big day. And this morning we read something in the website, very beautiful. And there is a lot actually. And Krishnaganta found we are working, can I say, after Sri Papanna Jivanamritam. And and it's a little spoiling. But in the end of the book, there is one prayer by Srila Maharaj about Srila Rupa Goswami. Amazing. And yeah, I invite everyone to read it in the end of Papanajamanamakam. What can I say? It's a little bit beyond my range of capability of glorification. Srila Rupa Goswami and Gauri Das also. But I'm listening you all. Dandavat, Dandavat.
Can we hear from the London Place Temple after the glorious celebration?
Yes, indeed. Who would you like to hear from? We have Auntie here. She can tell you in Telugu. She's been coming every day for like a month maybe. She doesn't speak any English. She just loves to be here. And she comes every evening. And the best chance was using the telephone to talk with her a little bit. But anyway, a happy face. But after 1 week going back to India, she's visiting her family, and she doesn't want to do anything except come to the temple and be with the devotees. Now you can see so many devotees. But Pandita is here, and so I think you need to come here. Rasamai Pandita is here, and while she's coming over, just like to say too that we've been listening with the loudspeaker. We've been listening to Guru Maharaj, we've been listening to Gurudev from the website today, the discussions they're giving, and really we'll get everything from their heart about the relevance of Rupa Goswami and about Gauri Das Pandit, who we haven't really mentioned here just now. But Guru Maharaj's recording is entirely about Gauri Das Pandit and very beautiful. Beautiful means expressive about the pastimes of Gauri Das Pandit with the deities of Nitai and Chaitanya, who were installed with them present in Ambika Kalna. So if you haven't heard yet that audio, that recording of Srila Guru Maharaj, then please do so. I mean, it is just so wonderful. I can't say order you to do it so, but I hope that you may have the opportunity to listen in due course. So yes, here's Rasamoy Pandita, and you can respond to Shantimoi Devirasi's humble request.
Well, Dandavat, everyone. It's so lovely to see Vila Govinda Ashram and you all there, and we have you on the big screen, and then everyone else here on Maharaj's screen as well. So lovely to see everyone, and please accept our Dandavat Pranam. Just on the topic of listening to Srila Gurudev on Abhinavasundar Prabhu's loudspeaker, we were listening in Latvia to Gurudev's Kirtan, and it was just amazing how powerful it was, really, just actually listening to him and lead the Kirtan and then following all together. It seemed like the temple room had expanded and there was 5 temple rooms following his leading the Kirtan. It's very special when there is like purity of intent. there. And so really, actually, the anniversary festival, what was very, very lovely is that on the day of the 12th anniversary festival of London Mat, we received the first copy of the 12th edition of the Kirtan Guide.
Finally.
Haribo! Maharaj is saying finally, right?
Well, the final copy, because
Okay.
we had advanced copies.
And finally, because it took much longer than intended. But it was a very encouraging moment, and really the whole day felt like Gurudev's day. And really what we're doing on that day is celebrating him. We're always, it's for some reason, it's our biggest day of the year. It's the most well attended. We get the most stressed about it. We plan way ahead. It's most amount of devotees visiting come to this festival, and it's a big day. And I just always realize that it's because Srila Gurudev made the impossible possible. He established this miracle building in the glory of his Gurudev, and really it was an impossible task, and he made it happen, and we celebrate that with great joy. It is just it's an extremely happy day for London Mission, and it's just it's a very happy day. And it's like I was saying on the day, in the morning, Srila Madhusudan Maharaj was reading from Chaitanya Charitamrita, and where it was said that, in that morning he was reading that really at this festival that they were celebrating should be better than any festival that has ever been celebrated.
Mahaprabhu's instruction.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yes. And really it was the festival was better than it had ever been.
It was the king's instruction.
The king's instruction
to
yeah.
Huh?
Kashi Mishra.
Kashi Mishra.
Yes.
That's right. For the Lakshmi Vijay festival.
Yeah. And
then we had that festival better than ever.
And then we had that festival better than ever. It was, everything went really well. In the morning we got a little stressed, but then actually as the day unfolded, everything went so smoothly. Even the guests were saying, wow, that went really smoothly. And
12 times down. 12 times down.
Yeah, 12 times.
Cracking.
Yeah. Yeah.
150 people.
100 Lavanya Mai Didi, who is here, who is another one of those devotees that really we wholeheartedly celebrate when we think of this London Mission. Really, she was there decades ago, really. And actually what's so nice about, that's one thing that we didn't exactly mention on the anniversary festival, just how much energy goes into all of these walls, all the sacrifice, all the dedication and wholehearted offerings of all these different devotees that come and go in the course of the years, the decades, what they have offered, all these little bits of sacrifice that they have made in order for a day like Saturday to be happy and successful and glorious. And it's so lovely to think of all of those devotees. But Lavanya Mai Didi, she was there all along in Green Street Mat, the home of our hearts, and the holy pilgrimage place of our beloved Srila Gurudev. And then Saraswati Didi, really like establishing this mat and allowing it to blossom. You know,
did really nice with the young girls, huh? With the
yes,
some of the young girls who've been coming for a few months now with their parents. They're like 11 or something. And how old are they?
Yeah.
And they learned the Guru's Pranam mantra, and they said, "Oh, you mostly saw the video, but I thought that was very,
very sweet.
She's doing really nice with that Saturday program with the devotees. So it was a good day. Like exhausting.
Yeah, we're still exhausted. But Maharaj is thriving. And well, actually what was really nice also is that really this past year we've seen the blossoming of this mission really, and with all the courses, you know, spearheaded by Abhinavasundar Prabhu and Kelly Kadamanana Didi, really their offering and dedication to this mission has allowed it to blossom, and with the help of many other devotees. But what's happened is that attendance in person and online has increased. Just Maharaj's Panchatattva course that he led was really attended by approximately 100 souls while it was happening. What to speak of, you know, how many more will see it online at a later date, and that's been really wonderful. And like Lavanya Mai Didi was saying, you know, we have now it's like 15 kids or something in total coming here. And so like we're seeing a necessity for a youth program as well, an educational youth program where there's a focus on nourishing the younger generation in Krishna consciousness. And so lots of exciting things in the pipeline for 2027 with the Bhakti Yoga Institute.
Okay, well, it is still 2026, so there are a few more days left in the year before the new year comes around. But also, just one thing, you're asking about the festival here, just to share something. Srila Gurudev, really, the main thing he would ask after a festival, if he wasn't somewhere, then he'll ask, well, how did the festival go? Was how many people took prasadam and was everyone satisfied with prasadam? And this festival, so many comments came about how smoothly in the kitchen everything went. And Dandakaranya Prabhu needs a mention. Actually, so many need a mention. To me, it looked like a railway carriage because it's like a long thing. But everybody, maybe, I don't know, 10 devotees, like in a row, everybody knew what they were doing, which is kind of useful. But Dandakaranya Prabhu, he had all this synchronization going on, and it was going on very beautifully. And the distribution, everyone commented how beautifully it was served. And so anyway, this was, I suppose Lavanya was saying, after 12 years, we should get it right, shouldn't we? Kind of thing. But, you know, it happened very beautifully. And another thing, Krishna intervened in many ways. One way was that the weather was perfect. Some wanted to sit in the sun because it was on the edge of cold. So some wanted to sit in the sun and some wanted to sit in shade. So we had, like, everyone was happily seated. And the other thing is Krishna took away all the airplanes until 3 p.m. And then at 3 p.m. they started just after the completion of the prasadam. So Krishna, we kind of recognized that up in the sky, the Lord was looking after even the airplanes for this day. So anyway, wonderful prasadam, wonderful devotees, wonderful kirtan. And yes, I expect you saw those things. And the festival goes on because we're remembering Rupa Goswami, Gauri Pandit. We're focused on Gurudev, Guru Maharaj, why anyone is doing devotional service in our family, inspired by Guru Maharaj, Gurudev, by Rupa Goswami's ideal, by Mahaprabhu's ideal. Anyhow, suddenly we're out of electricity. Not electricity, time. We're going to be out of electricity too because the cable came up. And we'll meet up again next week. And in the meantime, we'll meet several of you during the week. And well, that's all other things going on. So very good to be with you all. And I can't do. Should I pass? Who am I going to pass the jais on to? Okay, I'll say the jais. Jai Srila Gurudeva Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Jai Srila Guru Maharaj Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Rapak Srila Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. And Jai Shri Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur ki Jai. Shri Rupa Nuga Guru Vaga ki Jai. Jai Shri Rupa Goswami's Tiruvarvetiti Maha Mahotsava ki Jai. And Jai Shri Gauri Das Pandit who passed away today. Subal Saka Prabhu in Krishna Lila, and wonderful talk, as I said, about his glories from Srila Guru Maharaj, talk by Guru Maharaj on the web today. Srila Subal Saka, yes, ki Jai, but Srila Gauri, remind me again? Gauri Das Pandit, sorry, late in the evening. Gauri Das Pandit ki Jai. And Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki Jai, Vishwaranya Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki Jai. All the assembled devotees, so many of you, as I say, wonderful to see you all. And yes, please do turn on your cameras for the satisfaction of the devotees. The devotees are asking for their satisfaction. Do turn on your cameras if you can, if suitable. And all the worldwide devotees ki Jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai, Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Acharya Vrinda ki Jai, Sri Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai, Nitai Gaur Premanandi, Hari Hari Bol, Vancha Kalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha, Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha.
Jai Srila Bhakti Ranjan Madhusudan Maharaj ki Jai.
Hare Krishna, the loudest voice of them all, Savitri Devi Dasi. Jai. Okay, super to be with you all. Hare Krishna. And Zaka joined us on a separate Zoom. Good to see you, Zaka. I expect you're on the Russian translation. And anyway, I better not name everybody, had I? But Tungarasa Devi Dasi, the devotees missed you here. And Saraswati Devi Dasi, she's here under the code name of SDD. Then she's here with us. She's turned on her camera too. And each of you, Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu in the evening light in the south of France. All right, Prabhu, Dandavat. Good to see you all. And each of you, I mean, every one of you, one by one. I don't want to miss anyone out. You're all appreciated. And we're sending our best wishes to everyone from here and our obeisances. Jai Gurudev, Jai Guru Maharaj. And Prasanjit regularly with us. Now I'm going to start naming more devotees. Let's see. Hare Krishna. Govind and Gangalila Devi Vyasi this week, able to be with us too. Hare Krishna. Okay, we better go. We're on our way. We also have some duties to do here. Gaur Premanandi. Hari Hari Bol.